Buckle up as we dive deep into the gripping story of the Oceangate Submarine Tragedy. In this video, we unravel details of the heart-wrenching events that unfolded and piece together the puzzle, shedding light on the shocking twists and turns that shaped this tragic incident. To better understand what happened, we've highlighted notable events in chronological order. Let's get started. On Saturday night, the 17th of June, billionaire adventurer Hamish Harding posted to Instagram to announce that he was aboard a submersible vessel headed to the Titanic debris. Mr. Harding wrote, "I am proud to finally announce that I joined Oceangate Expeditions for their RMS Titanic mission as a mission specialist on the sub going down to the Titanic. Due to the worst winter in Newfoundland in 40 years, this mission is likely to be the first and only manned mission to the Titanic in 2023. Our weather window has just opened up and we are going to attempt the dive tomorrow." 5 people, including French diver Paul-Henri Nargolea, Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood, and his son Suleiman Dawood, set off from St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada, on Friday, according to Mr. Harding. On Sunday at 4 a.m., they intended to begin the 4,000-meter descent to the world's most renowned shipwreck. Here's a timeline of the horror. Sunday, June 18, 2023. The icebreaker Polar Prince anchored about 900 miles from Newfoundland shore. The Titan, a submersible with a 5-person crew, was launched at 8 a.m. EST, plunging into the water, as reported by the United States Coast Guard. After 1 hour and 45 minutes, communication with the Polar Prince was lost. The ship was set to broadcast its position with a ping every 15 minutes. The last transmission occurred around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It takes the Titan roughly 2 hours to descend to the Titanic's debris, which is situated around 4,000 meters below the ocean surface. According to the Coast Guard, the sub was supposed to come to the surface at 3 p.m. Eastern. At 5:40 p.m. Eastern, when it was still not at surface, the crew contacted the authorities. At a news briefing in Boston, U.S. Coast Guard Captain Jamie Frederick said, "On Sunday, the Coordination Command Center in Boston got a report from the Canadian expedition vessel Polar Prince of an overdue 21-foot submarine, Titan, with 5 persons on board. Approximately 1 hour and 45 minutes into the scheduled dive, the Polar Prince lost all communication with the Titan." Since Sunday, the Coast Guard has coordinated search efforts with the U.S. and Canadian Coast Guard, Air National Guard aircraft, and the Polar Prince, the Titan's mothership, which has searched a combined 7,600 square miles, an area larger than the state of Connecticut. The vessel was carrying enough oxygen for the crew for 96 hours, making the rescue mission a race against time to reach the vessel. Monday, June 19, 2023. The Titan went missing and a massive search operation was announced by officials on Monday morning. About 900 miles off the coast of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, the U.S. Coast Guard stated they had begun a comprehensive search of a 5,000 square mile area. The Canadian Coast Guard has also stated that they are participating in the endeavor with a ship and fixed-wing aircraft. A C-130 Hercules reconnaissance aircraft was sent to look for the Titan, according to a tweet posted by the U.S. Coast Guard's Northeast at 1:30 p.m. The search was expanded on Monday afternoon to include P-8 Poseidon planes equipped with underwater sonar. Rear Admiral John Mauger of the United States Coast Guard told reporters at 4:30 p.m. Eastern on Monday, "It is a remote area and it is a challenge to conduct a search in that remote area, but we are deploying all available assets to make sure we can locate the craft and rescue the people on board." The search operation also included submersible vessels, such as an unmanned U.S. Navy Curve 21 that can dive to depths of up to 4,100 meters. Tuesday, June 20th. On Tuesday afternoon, Oceangate confirmed that its chief executive and founder, Stockton Rush, is aboard the submersible as a member of the crew. With a 10,000 square meter area to look over, the search was joined by a Canadian P-3 Aurora. During Tuesday's news briefing, Captain Frederick said that the submersible had about 40 to 41 hours of oxygen left.
The data we were using as a starting point was 96 hours. We know at this point we're approximately about 41 hours.
He stated that despite the formation of a unified command consisting of numerous agencies, their efforts to locate the missing ship have yielded no results thus far. When questioned whether or not there's a chance to save the 5 people aboard the submersible if it is found, Captain Frederick was cautious. All our attention right now is on locating the submarine, he said. I can assure you that the brightest minds in the country are working together in the unified command, and that when the time comes, they will examine all options and determine the best way forward. It was also stated that a Canadian aircraft had heard banging sounds at 30-minute intervals in the search region. Wednesday, June 21st. The Canadian aircraft reportedly heard banging sounds every 30 minutes, as reported in internal email updates provided to DHS headquarters. RCC Halifax launched a P-8 Poseidon, which has underwater detection capabilities from the air, detected the noise, the emails read. The P-8 sent out sonobuoys, one of which indicated a contact near the distress location. Around once every half an hour, the P-8 heard hammering noises. Even after deploying more sonar and waiting for hours, the noise continued. U.S. Coast Guard officials reported hearing noises below the surface Wednesday morning. Therefore, remote operating vehicle operations were moved in an effort to investigate the noise's source. Despite the lack of success, the ROV searches continued. U.S. Navy experts had also been given access to the P-3 aircraft's data, which will be analyzed and included in future search strategies. Mr. Frederick of the United States Coast Guard verified that the ship's oxygen supply was less than 24 hours. Even if staff find the submarine before oxygen runs out, he admitted, they may not be able to rescue everyone on board. On Wednesday, the first images emerged of the deep energy rescue ship at the search site. The ship was equipped with 2 remote-operated vehicles that can dive up to depths of up to 3,000 meters. The Skandi Vinland, Atlantic Merlin, and John Cabo, all equipped with side-scanning sonar capabilities, arrived at the search site Wednesday morning, according to a tweet from the United States Coast Guard. The HMCS Glace Bay, equipped with a dive medicine medical crew, was also sent out by the Royal Canadian Navy. The ship is equipped with a portable hyperbaric recompression chamber that can cure or prevent decompression sickness for up to 6 people. When the French ship Atalante finally arrived at the search site on Wednesday night, it was carrying the Victor 6000 undersea and winch, the only equipment capable of reaching the Titanic wreck 4,000 meters below the ocean surface, and had a narrow window of time to conduct rescue operations. Thursday, 22nd of June. The remaining oxygen supply on the missing Titanic tourist submarine was running low as the search for the 5 missing persons became more and more frantic. A spokesperson for the United States Coast Guard told The Independent on Thursday that they estimate the Titan to run out of oxygen at 8 a.m. EDT. This estimated time is based on the number of hours of oxygen the craft had for the 5 people on board and the time it submerged. After the deadline had passed, it was reported that a debris field had been discovered in the area. 5 crew members were later demonstrated to have died when the tourist submarine Titanic had a catastrophic implosion. After the ship's tail cone was discovered roughly 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic wreck, the U.S. Coast Guard extended its deepest condolences to the families.
On behalf of the United States Coast Guard and the entire Unified Command, I offer my deepest condolences to the families.
Rear Admiral James Mauger said at a press meeting that more debris was consistent with a catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber. He also said that the underwater noises picked up during the search and rescue mission did not seem to have any correlation with the debris' location. So, why did the Titan implode? At a depth of almost 4,000 meters, any object, including a human body, is subject to water pressure more than 300 times stronger than the pressure Earth's atmosphere exerts on us every day. On the surface, we only need to withstand 14.7 pounds per square inch of pressure, whereas the Titan had to withstand 5,500 pounds per square inch. The Titan was designed to survive this level of pressure, with 2 strong titanium domes at either end of the hull linked by a 5-inch thick cylinder of carbon fiber. According to reports, it was subjected to rigorous safety checks before every dive to make sure there were no defects or faults in the hull. Carbon fiber is an unusual material for a deep-sea submersible because it is weaker than the solid steel or titanium of which such vessels are usually made. While widely used in aircraft, it was largely untested in deep-sea diving. There was a calculated choice by Oceangate founder Stockton Rush, who believed that the material was more viable for such dives than commonly credited. To offset this weaker material, the Titan was equipped with a real-time hull health monitoring system that could, in theory, detect any deformations, cracks, or other faults rapidly enough for the crew to attempt an emergency ascent. Yet such depths offer little margin for error. If even one part of the hull fails and lets in water, the pressure would be so great and the velocity of the incoming liquid so fast that the sub and its occupants might be torn apart in mere milliseconds, monitoring system or not. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content. Until next time, this is Fleet Files signing off. See you in the next video.